LEGO Star Wars 3 for the PSP starts off, just as you'd expect, with your normal Star Wars fanfare covering the events that previously happened before the event that's going to happen. This leads right into a pre-rendered cutscene, just like on the Xbox, PC, and PlayStation versions. The cutscenes are exactly the same that are in the bigger console versions, and this is where the similarities start to divide. To accommodate for the PSP, the game is not the same as it is on the console versions. The levels are completely different, they're laid out differently. You do the same things overall, so the story keeps moving in the similar direction, but due to the fact that the PSP is not nearly as powerful as, let's say, a PlayStation 3, they had to accommodate and shrink down the levels. One of the big differences between this game and the console version is the amount of enemies on the screen. If you saw our Xbox review of LEGO Star Wars 3, you'd know that I was very impressed with how many enemies that there were on the screen. The PSP actually struggles when there are more than 4 or 5 guys on the screen. As you notice, you no longer have your companion running around with you. It's just you, and using the left and right bumpers, you switch between the characters. This is to help keep the frame rate at a reasonable level and allow the game to run smoothly. This does make the game feel small in scale compared to the console versions of the game. The puzzles are also much easier in this game. This is due to the fact that anytime you need to hold down a button or do something, it's easily highlighted. There's not a lot of space, so it just pops up. If you just turn around once or twice, you will find it. And due to the fact that it's just one character on the screen and you can't split between 2 different areas, this definitely takes away a lot of the cooperative puzzle solving that LEGO Star Wars 3 made very, very good use of. On a brighter note, the space battles in LEGO Star Wars 3 for the PSP are really, really fun. It's more like the old Rogue Squadron games on the Nintendo 64, where you fly around and shoot down enemy fighters. This was actually a lot of fun for me, and I could see this being a good time, you know, when you're in a car ride or just sitting on the john for a little bit. This is definitely a lot more fun than the even console versions. The console version's much bigger, grander battle, but I actually really enjoyed this part of the game. Overall, the game's not bad. Like I said, it is accommodating for the PSP's hardware. However, I did expect more from this game. I was hoping that they would be able to translate most of the game from the console versions, as they did with LEGO Star Wars 2, to the PSP. However, unfortunately, they were not. The majority of the game is pretty bland, and as I said, the puzzles really aren't that much fun. However, if you're just going to play it for 5 minutes here and there, it's not too bad. It will keep you entertained for a little bit, but this is not a game that you can just sit down and play for an hour or 2 at a shot. Overall, it really comes down to how you're going to utilize this game. If you're going to want a game that you're going to sit down and play, I don't recommend this game. If you just like to play your PSP for a little bit here and there to kill some time, it's definitely worth checking out.